What's going on, guys? JTails here, and I have an interesting video for you guys today. So since I'm going to be uploading a little bit more of Street Fighter content, I decided to make a beginner tutorial for those of you who maybe are not interested in playing the game and just want to watch some Street Fighter videos so you know what I'm saying half the time and understand a bit more of the game. As well as if you are interested in learning a fighting game, these concepts apply to most fighting games. So yeah, and for anyone interested in purchasing Street Fighter V, it is on PC and PlayStation 4, and it is available on Steam for PC. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to go with Ryu since he's usually the most standard of characters, you know. He's also in Smash, so I feel like more people on my channel can relate to him. So let's get right into it. Costumes, none of this stuff really matters. It's just looks. It's just aesthetics. Alright. So I do plan on making character-specific tutorials as well as combo guides. But right now I just really want to talk about the basics and what Street Fighter is all about. So, alright, so we're in the training room and I'm Ryu. So the first thing to know is that every character has six normals, right? A normal is a move that is not a special move. So in Smash, those would be equivalent to jabs and tilts. You know what I mean? In this case, it's your light punch button, which does a light punch. So this is going to be the weakest hit a punch can do. Also, let me turn on my inputs and my damage and attack data. So we're going to have a little bit more information. Alright, well, so now you guys can see what buttons I'm pressing when I press them. Blue is light punch, yellow is medium punch, and red is heavy punch, also known as fierce. So these are the three normal, the normals regarding punches. Now come the light kicks. Alright, so every move can be done while crouching. So you'll see the notation often as CR.LK, that's crouching light kick. CR.MK is crouching medium kick. And then standing medium kick. And then there's also jumping moves too. So every move can be done in the air or on the ground, like standing or crouching, basically. And then there's sweep, which is crouching heavy kick. And these cause a knockdown, generally. So if we look at the damage gauge, you can see that the light punch deals 30 damage and 70 stun. You'll notice that little tiny bar under the HP meter. That's the stun bar. When the stun bar gets full, the opponent will actually go into... It's like a shield breaker, basically, in Smash. It's like you break their shield. So, there we go. He's stunned. So now I get a free combo and I can do whatever I want. Basically. So it's the equivalent of a shield break in Smash. So every move has every normal has a different amount of damage it does. Light generally does 30, medium punch 60, and heavy 90. So by a factor of 30 they increase, and you can see the stun difference too. If you notice how much stun a crouching medium kick does, 100 each time, and the stun meter is actually out of 1,000. So 10 crouching medium kicks would stun Ken. And crouching sweep deals 150, so just a little bit less than that to stun Ken. So that's the gist of it, and the moves have different properties if you do them while crouching versus standing. See, those are all the kicks, those are all the punches, and then in the air they all look different too. And you'll probably recognize some of these moves from Smash, right? So, also there's a grab, which is done by pressing both light buttons simultaneously, light punch and light kick. So when you're in range, you get a knockdown, and that can set up for a wake up option. And I'll go into wake up options after this. So let's talk a bit about special moves. So a special move is kind of like your B moves in Smash, which it requires a more complex input. So like down forward punch would get me a Hadouken, and this is a special move. Anything that's not a normal is a special move. So like down back kick, Tatsumaki, which if you've played Smash, you also know that one. And then of course the famous Shoryuken. which is also invincible on the ground. And you can vary these. If you notice, when I do a light Hadouken, it goes slow, but if I do a heavy Hadouken, it goes a little bit quicker. Same thing with the Shoryukens. I can do a light Shoryuken with the light punch, and I can do a heavy Shoryuken. Whoa, that was an EX. And it comes out as, it goes a little bit higher. It takes longer to recover. So that's the difference. Same thing with the Tatsumakis. See, it's a longer lasting move. So generally, they're more powerful, but they have more end lag if you do the heavy version of the special, basically. So now that we have special moves covered, we can go into EX moves, which EX moves are when you use a special move, but you use 2 buttons instead of 1. So you can use any 2 punches, like I can do a Shoryuken with 1 punch, but if I use 2 punches when I do the input, it does a more damaging Shoryuken. Same thing with Tatsumaki, normal, and then EX does all that damage. So what I can do with the EX Tatsumaki, if I land it, oops, I can chain into EX Shoryuken. And these properties, you know, come from watching other videos and just practicing with your character and figuring out what combos into what. And I'm going to explain combos in a moment as well. So also certain moves change. See, this is my heavy punch, but if I hold forward while doing heavy punch, I do a different move. It's not collarbone breaker, might be collarbone breaker, or solar plexus strike actually. So it becomes a double hitting heavy punch, right? And I can combo this into Shoryuken. So if you notice, the combo meter says 3 hit, meaning once I connect with my first hit, if my execution is perfect, there's nothing that Ken can do to block. My 3rd hit will be guaranteed if my execution is perfect. And this is why combos are so important, because if you mess up, your opponent can block and then punish you with their own combo, right? So you always kind of want to make sure that you're performing combos once you get that first hit, but it's not easy to perform combos. They require a strict window of timing, which has been decreased in this game. It used to be way more difficult. I'm going to take off stun just for the rest of the video, and I'm going to actually add the guard to after the first attack. So what after the first attack means is, if I'm not performing a combo, a true combo it's called, the computer will automatically block. See, that's a true combo. Now, see, that was not a true combo, because those moves just don't link into each other. Those 2 normals don't link into each other. Or they do, but my timing might be wrong. Yeah, so what I would have to do is, instead of jumping medium kick, heavy kick, I would do jumping medium kick, medium punch. And that gets me the combo, right? And then from there, I can do boom, boom, boom. And that's guaranteed damage once I get the first hit. So this is where hit confirming comes in. You have to realize, did they block the hit? No. Then I have to like kind of apply more pressure and kind of stay away. Or you can jump in. If they still keep blocking, then grab. And just like in Smash, grabs beats block, attacks beats grabs, and block beats attack. But however, the other thing you must know is that there's 2 ways to block. It's not a simple shield like it is in Smash. You have to block low if your opponent's trying to hit your feet. So, for example, see how Ken is ducking? He has to block low if he wants to block my low hits. Now, if he was to block low and I was to do this move, an overhead, it hits above him. It hits above his head. Therefore, he would get hit. Same thing if he was blocking low and I jumped in on him and got an aerial attack. These are called jump-ins. And Ken would get hit because he's not standing and blocking the jump-in. You have to stand up when moves are going to come from above your head. Now, the other interesting thing I want to talk about jump-ins is something called a cross-up, which you might hear the term fairly often. So I can jump in, right, and I can land in front of Ken with my move, boom, boom, you know, and get my hits. Or what I can do, but he might block that. If he's a good player, he'll just hold back. Oh yeah, to block, you just hold the back button, or down and back, and you hold it. And you just gotta be careful for grabs. But the way to stop a grab is by pressing the grab command. So if you think someone's gonna come up and grab you, if you press grab at the same time, you'll do something that's called a grab break, or a grab tech. For the purpose of this video, I won't record it, but I can make the computer perform inputs just to show you guys. But if you both press grab at the same time, it negates the grab completely. So that's another way to counter grabs. So now, in regards to cross-ups, I can jump and land behind him. Now if he's blocking in the direction that I am by holding back, he's going to get hit because I'm hitting behind his back, right? I'm hitting his backside. So he has to hold, which might seem counterintuitive, the opposite direction. So he has to hold towards me, towards where I am right now. He would have to hold forward basically, and I would jump and he would block my hit, my cross-up. So cross-ups are a good way to mix up your opponent, especially ambiguous cross-ups. When people don't know if you're going to land in front or behind, it can really mess with their blocking. And that's the fun part, right? So there's that. I think I talked about combos. Oh, V skills, which in this game is a new thing. So rather than pressing the 2 light punch and kicks for grab, you can press the two medium punch and medium kick for your V skill. And every character has a different V skill. So for Ryu, it would just be something called a parry, which allows you to negate one attack, right? So whether it be a jump in or something else, maybe I can record an action actually. Not a wake up action. How do I record a? Yeah, player controlled. Okay. So I just made the computer do 2 Hadoukens, and now I can actually play it back. And I messed up. And I can parry the Hadoukens. So see, the V skill is pretty cool because it and this training mode is great. Definitely different from Smash. And fireballs, they clank with each other to kind of negate. So that's another thing when going. Let me turn this recording off. Cool. So yeah, so stun, you don't want to get stunned. You want to block low when attacks are low. You want to, when people jump up, you want to hold back and stand up to block it, or you want to block overhead standing up and then get your punish. Combos, you have to press your buttons. Notice my input on the side, the timing in which I'm pressing my buttons. See that? Now, if I was to do any of those inputs just like 3 frames later or slower, that would not combo. Likewise, if I did them too quickly, that would not combo, and my opponent would just get a block. They would block it and then punish me. So I don't have another player to demonstrate with, and I could go more in depth, but I just want you guys to get the gist of the game. And then CA, which is known for critical art, is your super move, which for Ryu it's a Shinku Hadouken, which is just a good move, and you can combo it into Shoryuken. Whoops. That wasn't a Shoryuken, but I did get the 8-hit counter. Whoops. So I can do jumping heavy punch, standing medium punch, medium Shoryuken into critical art. Yeah, there we go. And look at all that damage. 464, so that's about half of his entire life bar. Another thing to know about characters in this game is that everyone has different amount of HP. Generally, female characters have less than 1,000. Most like normal size male characters, or even like some female characters have 1,000, and then giant characters or grapplers usually have like 1,200 or 1,300, so they have more HP than other characters, right? So there's that. Grabs you can do back or forward simply by holding back or forward when you press the grab button. As for jumping, you can also, which is a pretty good strategy against people who are throwing projectiles, you can neutral jump, which kind of you keep the game at neutral, right? Ken isn't advancing on me, but I'm not advancing on him, so I'm just kind of like, you know, jumping over his fireball, as well as I can punish him for throwing out the fireball if I anticipate that he's going to do it, because he can't block because he's throwing a fireball. So that's that. You can jump back, you can jump forward, and you can jump straight up. Those are your jump options, as well as landing with an attack. And yeah, that's basically the game in a nutshell. Yeah, I'm trying to... Oh, and then V-Trigger is a brand new thing. By pressing both heavy buttons, you activate your V-Trigger, which is that red bar. And now I can do charge Hadoukens, and they come out way faster. You see how fast they come out. And as well as some other properties for Ryu's other special moves. So that's... Every character's V-Trigger is also different as well. So, yeah. That's basically it that I wanted to talk about. I'm trying to think about if there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, stage positioning is also very important. So every stage just has a different background and different music perhaps, but they're the same length, right? There's the same dimensions. So you start out in the middle, and kind of your goal is to push your opponent to the corner. Now once he's in the corner, he can't go anywhere, right? He has to either approach me or try to jump over me. And this is where anti-airing comes in. Let me record real quick. So this is where anti-air comes in. See, I'm doing it I'll even do a kick when I jump in, and a punch. Right, now we can stop the recording and go to the playback and play the recording. So I can, oops, messed that up. I can literally just stand here and kind of anti-air Ken. Every time he jumps, he tries to get out of the corner. I'm gonna keep him in the corner, right? Keep pressuring him. He has nowhere to go. He has to kind of like try and jump over me or stay there. And I'm gonna keep pressuring with fireballs and just keep him in the corner with my pressure. So that's when you're playing Street Fighter. And then he tries to jump out. Well, assuming he's a normal player. Back up a little bit, keep him in the corner. Boom. And this is called corner pressure, right? Anti-air. So Shoryuken's crouching heavy is a good anti-air move because it hits straight up. So he can't hit me. If he jumps in the air, you can't block in the air in this game. And you can't air dodge. So you're basically, you're making yourself vulnerable. You're taking the risk of jumping for the sake of getting out of the corner or going for a landing hit, a cross-up or something. And that's a risk that you're taking because I could just anti-air you, and now you have to wake up. Oh, and let's talk about wake up options. So, let me record something. So for example, Ken sweeps me, and then let's say he's going to go for a grab, right? As soon as I stand up, he's going to try and grab me. Because he can't hit me while I'm on the ground. But as soon as I stand up, I have to make a decision. So he trips me, and then he might try to grab me, and now I'm back down on the ground. And notice how I'm back in the other corner. So if I try to grab, he could sweep me, right? He could just attack. But if I grab his grab, then we tech, and I stay standing up. So let's play that back, and let's see what happens. I trip. I tech his grab, and now I have advantage. I'm not down on the ground anymore. Trips me. I tech the grab, but he could actually see. I went for a grab and he tripped me. So what I could do is when he goes for a grab, I could wake up with a Shoryuken, which is invincible in startup because I thought he was going to grab me. And this is the wake up game, so to speak. It's once you knock your opponent down, how are you going to capitalize once they're down? Are you going to grab? Are you going to block? If I did a Shoryuken and Ken blocked it, he gets to combo me into maybe a super, a critical art, or knock me down again and reset the situation, and now I have to guess once again. So basically, these are the main aspects of Street Fighter. It's like your footsie game, throwing out moves to try and gain stage control, just like in Smash. Let me record something real quick. So we're gonna be playing something called footsies, which is just trying to outpoke each other so that you can. Whoops, did not mean to do that. So you can gain stage control basically, and in there lies the core of the game. So it's all right, well, I'm gonna wait for him to kick. He counter hitting me. Oh, gonna jump back. So what I'm doing is I want to wait for him to put his foot out so I can hit his foot. But I could just stand there and block. But I'm getting pressured. Notice how I get pushed back every time he hits me. I'm getting pushed into the corner. So it doesn't really pay to keep shielding. Sometimes you have to be aggressive and throw out pokes of your own. Or jump in if he's going to stay hitting low. He's counter hitting me, but I can sweep his foot if my timing is right, or if I guess correctly. Oh, he didn't switch sides. See that? So this is the core of the. We're gonna be like kind of poking at each other to trying to figure out like who's gonna get the stage control, who gets the first knockdown. Now I get advantage. I go in, and I can throw him more into the corner, basically. And then we play the wake up game, the jump in game. Don't get anti-aired. And then whoever has really good combos is going to get great damage, basically. But yeah, essentially, that's Street Fighter. So I hope you found this video helpful. And I could go into more character-specific stuff down the line. For now, I'm, going to keep it basic because not everybody came from a Street Fighter background. Maybe some people want to get into the game. And I can go more in-depth about the neutral game and things like that, and then I'll probably do a Ryu character tutorial coming up. And I'm down to learn whatever characters you want me to learn, so I can make tutorials for you showing their combos, strategies, and yeah, basically thought processes, because stage doesn't matter in this game. And yeah, basically. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with anybody who you know likes Street Fighter or is interested in getting into the game. Please share it. Follow me on Twitter for more updates as to when I'll be streaming again, entering Smash tournaments, or streaming some Street Fighter. So thank you guys so much. You guys are always awesome and supportive, and I will see you all next time. Later.